Hello? 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 Are you ready? Am I ready? I'm picking sweet potato fries out of my big chompers. Are y'all ready for this? Look at me, I'm down here, I'm over here, I'm so small. Hee hee, I'm so tiny. Can you find me? I'm so tiny. I'm so itty bitty. I'm a little baby. Hi everyone, hee hee. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I made a special PNG for this stream because I found that my regular one was blocking a lot of the presentation that I so painstakingly put together. So I made a little itty bitty. I'm a little freak. Yeah, I'm a little freak. Welcome. Are you guys ready? Wait, I have to say hi to everyone. Shit! Hi Sky. Hi Mana, who was first. Hi Milkbowl. Hi Mona. Hi Ray. Hi Sean. Hi Juliet. I think that's everyone. Hello. Hi. Hello, Nyambies. Welcome, welcome. You chose a poor time to message someone. You missed your chance at being first. Let me get my notes up. I don't really have any preliminary chatting to do. We're just gonna hop right into it, if that's coolio. I have a lot to blab about. The notifications should be muted. And I'm probably also gonna be not as focused on chat for this stream until the end, when we're gonna do like questions. But yeah. Oh, guys, I noticed after I made this PNG that I forgot my little white hair swipe in my bangs. You would be surprised how many times I forget to draw that in. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. It's simplified. Let's call it simplified. Hi, Scronin, welcome. Alright, y'all, here we go. Let me get in this shit. Let me hydrate first. Where can I put my notes? Let's see. Can I do this? No? My notes are kind of gonna be blocking chat. Sad face. I guess that's okay since I won't really be taking questions until the end. But yeah, okay, here we go. Welcome everyone. If you don't know me, my name's Ellie. I'm an author, artist, and I created the graphic novel Monster Crush. It's for young adults, and it's about two girls that go on an adventure and they fall in love, and one of them's a monster. And if you haven't read it yet, you can do !MC And if you're feeling freaky, you can order it. I will say, apparently Amazon UK only has 1 copy left. And apparently Amazon US, last time I checked, had like 11 copies left. I don't know what that means. I mean, I don't know how like getting a reprint works, but like, don't sleep on this if you want to read it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Alright, let's get into it. Welcome everyone. I'm gonna be reading off of notes for quite a few slides here. And then for like half of my slides I have notes that I read off of, and then the other half I'm just gonna wing it. So let's do it, welcome everyone. This is a very special day and stream for me. Last year on March 12th, my graphic novel Monster Crush was released to bookstores around the world. Woohoo, yippee yay! 1-year-old baby, my little baby. It's something I never thought would happen to me, and I consider it the greatest achievement of my life so far. I could die happy. That's all I'm gonna say. Whether you've read my book or not, I'm here today to share how I did just that. So without further ado, here's how I made my own graphic novel and got published by Dark Horse Comics. As I mentioned before, save your questions till the end. I highly encourage you guys to open like a little notepad file and jot down any questions that you like come up with, and that way you won't forget them at the end. Also at the end, don't be afraid to repeat your question. I want to make sure I can answer as many questions as I can. Okay? Okay. Before we get started, I wanted to share this ancient picture of me meeting an author. That's me and my brother, actually. I don't remember this at all, but I do think it's really wholesome now that I'm also an author. It's pretty adorable. The little scribbles on the right is my earliest drawing that I have a picture of, at least. It's me and my grandma. And then top right. Oh wait, let me hide chat. Oh wait, let me hide chat for a moment, cause top right is my little goober face. I'm wondering if I should just hide chat forever. I don't know. I'll put it back for now. My little goober face. I was a little baby at one point, you know. I can get my notes back. Okay, here we go. Yes, okay. Me as baby. You know what's crazy? I have the same haircut. Okay, moving on. This first chapter I'm calling Chapter 0 because it's like the prequel leading up to me getting the idea for Monster Crush. So when I started out at my art college, I went into their entertainment arts program because I loved both video games and art, so I figured why not just combine the two and try to become a video game concept artist. Pew 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 pew! Maybe I could design the next Mario. Maybe I'll design the next Nathan Drake white man. I don't know. My first years of college were spent doing various required classes that weren't at all what I was interested in doing. It's pretty lame, but this ultimately set me on the path of becoming an author. It wasn't until my sophomore year of college, it was my sophomore year of college. I still felt like I hadn't gotten to do anything that I actually wanted to learn about or practice yet. It truly dawned on me that I had accidentally chosen the wrong major once I had to take a 3D modeling class. I found myself struggling to understand, struggling to keep up with coursework, and all the while wishing I was drawing instead of clicking at a computer. I felt like I was the worst student in my class, and it showed when it was time to review everyone's 3D projects. uh, it was the final straw for me, and I decided nearly halfway into my college schooling that a change had to be made. I took a leap of faith and changed my major from entertainment arts to illustration. Doing that so late into my college schooling, I had to make up class time during the summer by taking community college classes, which fucking sucked. I found myself in a math class and a world history class, also I could get back to just drawing. Upon entering my new major, I felt an instant relief, but also a lot of shame. I felt silly for choosing a major that ended up not being what I thought it would be, and I felt lonely because all the old classmates I was getting to know I would no longer see. For a long time I felt invisible, but I stuck my head down and I stayed focused on my dreams. I didn't have many years left to get my art skills to a level I felt was professional. Getting a job right out of college was very important to me because I wanted to move out and be independent as soon as possible. I didn't want my parents nagging me constantly about getting a job, and I didn't want to live with my parents after college. I felt like I had finally found my place in the illustration major. Heavily censored for YouTube and Twitch, who hates even artistic nudity. Woo! I felt like I had finally found my place in the illustration major, and even though my work wasn't directly related to video games anymore, I could still aim for that same goal of becoming a video game concept artist. My favorite classes were my figure study classes, where I got to be face-to-face with nude models. There was something incredibly chill about sketching a naked woman in a theatrically lit room while listening to music. Often smooth jazz. Do you like jazz? Yes. Especially when I'm drawing round women. Yes. It's not as chill though when the nude model tries to shush you during the class, or during the lunch break when the nude model busts out a Tupperware of tuna salad. It's not as chill then. It's not as chill then, but overall quite relaxing. I would recommend it. I continued to push myself towards the goal of someday becoming a concept artist. I spent many, many hours trying to paint and digitally render like professionals could. All the while, I felt such an intense frustration with what I was trying to do. No matter how painterly and 3D I tried to make my art look, I could never get it to a place where I felt confident or good about what I was drawing. It wasn't until my junior year of college when I started to let go of the concept artist idea. I started to study more stylized artists, and I let myself relax into a more flat, blocky style. I knew I had to be doing something right because for once I felt good about what I was making. It felt like my art was coming to me more naturally, and I started to receive more positive feedback than I ever had before from my classmates and teachers. Also, all women are queens. By my senior year, I was really starting to settle into an art style that felt like all my own. I created this piece as an assignment for my senior studio class. Basically, every 2 or 3 weeks we had to have something the teacher could grade. I can't recall exactly what moved me to create this piece, but I know I wanted to create a really self-indulgent piece that was full of nostalgic things for me, but of course putting a little gay twist on it, make it a little gay. I wanted to portray 2 early 2000s girlies who were in love and texting on their little flip phones. My professor saw this drawing and casually mentioned that I should write a story about the drawing. I didn't consider myself a writer, not even as a hobby. The only creative writing I had done aside from classwork was writing short lore for my Skyrim OCs. Yep. So, this image is the beginning of it all. And, is this where I stopped taking notes? No. Whee! It was time for a leap of faith. Whee! Whee! It was time to be like Master Chief. And save the galaxy. Chapter 1. Let's do it. In this chapter, I'll be going over how I took the baby steps of getting started with a story idea, all the way into how you can get a literary agent, or at least how I did. At the very beginning, before Monster Crush had a name and before Ruby and Ella were created, I was trying to turn a drawing into a story. I had a few ideas for writing a love story set in the early 2000s, but none of it truly excited me. I started to add more elements of things I liked into my story. This meant adding a fantasy element and creating concepts for what would become my most important character, a monster girl. I'm gonna hydrate. Water. Water! Sorry. These were my first designs for Ella Mooney, my monster girl character. You can see that I played with a lot of different ideas here on how she should look. I was still working out in my head just how monstrous I wanted her to be portrayed. So yeah, she used to have a cyclops eye, some horns. She actually had horns for quite a while in her design. And this like skinny, kind of like fluffy little monkey tail. That was also prevalent in her design for quite a while. And you can see I was playing with like the idea of multiple arms, which I'm glad I didn't fucking do that, because I'd have to draw twice as many hands. Oh man. My main character next to Ella is Ruby Reed, and she's changed quite a bit along with Ella's design. With their initial designs, it was a concern that Ruby and Ella looked more like kids than teenagers, so some design changes had to be made. I initially gave Ruby a poofy, curly ponytail, but I ended up changing it to a spiky ponytail to help her look older. Here are the final concepts I made for Ruby and Ella. Ella took on a more dog-like monster look, with floppy dog ears and a bushy tail that appears when she's upset. I have... I think I actually heard at one of my events, I think one reader just kind of straight up called him a werewolf, and I was like, you know what? It's valid. Go ahead. That's not the lore that I wrote, but it's fine. In Monster Crush, you'll learn that Ella has multiple forms. A human form, a anthropomorphic furry form, and finally a huge beast form. It took me a long time to finalize Ella's beast form. I changed everything about her design multiple times, from her head shape to her tail. Keeping in line with the dog theme, I wanted her to be monstrous, but not scary. Fearsome, but huggable. I went on to create designs for all of my characters, which would later help me in getting a literary agent on board. I think this is where my notes stop. Alright, here we go, we're winging it. Cracks my knuckles. It's time to learn about literary agents. They all look like that for sure. Definitely, most certainly. They are wise, they know many things, and you should trust them. I'm going to now take you step by step on how to get a literary agent. At least how I did it. I'm not that smart. I just hit up Google. Literally, I went LGBTQIA plus literary agents. Do a little searching. Click on an agent's page. These are all over the place, my guy. Literary agents will list what kind of stories they're interested in. So right there, I just clicked on like the first person, and it's like, Rebecca absolutely loves adult and YA science fiction / fantasy and queer romance. Typically on the same page, they're going to tell you exactly how they prefer to receive a submission. Or if it's not on there, just check their agency's website. Pretty straightforward. Okay, I'm just gonna read this to y'all because I have no notes. Here's how to query a literary agent. You're sending them a query, or you can call it a submission. Be sure to keep it brief, a maximum of 2 short paragraphs, and a short conclusion, just thanking them for their time. Introduce yourself, share a brief overview of your story, and maybe even your mission as an artist or writer. Mine was to create relatable stories and characters for LGBTQIA+ youth. For most queries, you'll be asked to attach a portion of your script. Remember to check how your chosen agent prefers to receive queries. They might want like a PDF or, I don't know, a Word doc. They might want to see art of some kind, so the best service you can do to yourself is making sure you're following your chosen agent's rules, because I think they would quickly toss out your query otherwise. But yeah, it's also good to attach any art or concepts you have. If you're denied, it's totally okay. There are so many agents out there who are going to be willing to work with you. You got this, champ. Chapter 2, Making the Pitch. So this is after I had gotten a literary agent on board. I'm gonna hydrate again. Water! What's a pitch? What's a pitch? Are we at the game? Are we at the ball game? No. No, we're not. No, we're not. A pitch, aka a pitch Bible, also known as a show Bible, is a document that outlines the main elements of a TV series, film, or video game. It is used to sell the vision of a project to executives and producers. So think of it like a little package, like a little... Just open it up and you get like a nice little nibble of your story, and if it tastes good to them, they're like, I want more of that. I'm gonna buy into that, okay? So I'm now going to go through how to make a pitch. And I think this could be relative for not just comic books, but I don't know. It might be helpful to other writers. I don't know. So at the very top of your pitch, you're gonna want to have a concept for your cover. On the left and right, those are other concepts that I made. The right one was the first cover concept that I like sent in to my agent, and she was like, this is great, but like it does not fit the vibe. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It's too summery, too happy. Yeah. So have that at the very top. Like a nice bow on top of your package, you know? Let it be beautiful. Let them be wowed. Okay, after that, you're going to want to have your elevator pitch. So literally, these are screenshots from my pitch. I'm not going to read all of my text, but basically, you need to summarize your story in 2 sentences max. And these can be hefty sentences, you know? I mean, look at that. I padded that shit out. Actually, there's 3 sentences. Alright, I lied. 3 sentences max. Don't listen to me, but also listen to me. Summarize your story very, very, very briefly. After that, you're gonna want to expand. Give a brief overview of the entire story. I did this in about 7 paragraphs. So it's still, you know, it's still pretty TLDR. You're still kind of keeping it vague, but you're going over all the motions, right? For this stage, you definitely have to have a clear idea for your entire story. However, the script does not have to be finished at this stage. But you need to have a full idea that you can share with publishers. Oh, my throat got all scratchy. Hang on. So yeah, it's tough, you know, because you need to have a full idea, but the script and everything like that, you know, like specific dialogue, it doesn't need to be all written out, and right here it's not. After your little story summary, you're gonna want to do, what do you call this? I don't know. Talk about your characters, show some character art, talk about what they do in the story, or let's see, what did I talk about? Yeah, their personality. Yeah. Just give a little overview of all your characters. All your main characters, I would say. And especially if your character has multiple versions, you're gonna want to show that, because, you know, that's gonna be pretty enticing to a publisher, you know. See all the cool forms that your character has. So I did a little extra section here talking about how they change forms and stuff like that. After all that, after you have talked about your characters, your story, your elevator pitch, it is time to talk about the market and platform. So how long is your story going to be? How many pages for your comic? How many words for your novel? I would also add, yeah, we added a log line here, which is, it's like even shorter than an elevator pitch. It's like, yeah, wow, that is one sentence, isn't it? At 220 pages, Monster Crush tells the story of how Ruby Reed's life is thrown upside down as she discovers the existence of monsters and slowly learns to open herself up to others. Like, that's a mouthful, but it's a sentence. And that counts as a log line. Yes. Okay, what else? Yeah, what could you compare your story to? My agent did that for me. She chose those books. I haven't read them, but maybe I should. Shit. Shit. I don't know. And then finally, talk about yourself a little bit. How are you as an artist going to market your story, or, you know, help the publisher out in a way? And this is really all just to entice them, I would say. Do you have a following somewhere? Do you have subscribers, or, I don't know, do you stream? Many of you know, when I was working on the end of Monster Crush, Dark Horse actually allowed me to stream it and work on it. Of course, I wasn't putting text in, but yeah, they're really cool like that. Next, we're going to add format and delivery. Again, state your page length and describe what your book will look like. So I said 250 pages in grayscale and lavender. And then I chose a size. Specify if the cover is going to be full color or if the inside is going to be full color. What size will it be, and then, yeah, will the cover look different from the inside? Finally, where are you at in your process? Like I said earlier, it's okay not to be finished with your script while you're preparing your pitch. Right, so I said the script is nearly complete and the final art can be finished by winter 2022. Lamau. It was not finished by winter 2022. I found out that I had fibromyalgia, and I couldn't work for 4 months straight. But it still came out. Hell yeah. I'm gonna hydrate, and you guys can have a staring contest with me. Yup, that's me. That's me. I don't look like that right now. That was me like a trillion years ago. Is this the last part? Let's see. Yes, okay. The last written part of your pitch here. Add a part about yourself. Add a professional picture. I was able to just take a nice selfie because I am not paying for no fucking professional headshots. I don't care. Maybe when I'm like older and like cool and like a known author. I don't know. Anyways. It might be okay to use a drawing here if you, I don't know, want to protect your privacy for any means, but I would say that a photo is the best, because it just, I don't know. Obviously you're a real person, but they probably want to see that you're a real person as well. So yeah, I just did a little itty bitty blurb about me. I think that's the exact same blurb that's on my website still. So after all of that, this is still part of the pitch. Finally, you're gonna want to add no less than 6 pages to the end of your pitch. Show what a page of your comic book will look like. Highlight your skills by choosing an exciting moment early in your story. So basically we had to choose a moment, and we chose this moment of Ruby and Ella getting into their first fight because, well, there's a bully, and then Ella kind of shows off that she has monster powers, and we thought that would be like a perfect little nibble to show. So I spent, I don't even know how long, I spent so long making these pages, and I was trying to pop off. And after I made these pages, I was like, there's no fucking way I can continue at this quality. And I didn't. I used a different brush for sure, but yeah. Yeah. But you know what? It looks good. Ideally, show a scene of conflict or one that highlights your main character's personalities and/or abilities. So again, this was showing banter between the bully and Ruby. And then, I'm not ready for that yet. And then, eventually, Ella shows her, monster powers. Congrats. Slap that shit together into a PDF, name it, like, last name, pitch, date, and then bada bing bada boom, baby! You done did it! Oh, you did it! Oh, good job! Ideally, your agent is gonna send this out to publishers. And I don't remember exactly, but I think we sent out to, like, somewhere between, like, 8 and 15. And only a couple of them got back to me, I'm gonna be honest. I think, like, 2 got back to me, and they were like, this is cool, but, it's not what we're looking for. And then, the one and only, my shining light, my dark horse. Anyways. Oh, I have notes for this page. Here are pages of Monster Crush over the years. in early 2019, I was almost about to graduate college, and I was working on the initial concept comic that was only a few pages long. I initially planned to make it like 32 pages, but by the time I was like, I don't know, like 7 pages in, maybe 10 pages in, I was showing it to my professor, and she was like, girl, you gotta just, you gotta commit. You gotta make this a full length. You gotta go get an agent. You gotta... Yeah. In September of that same year, I was trying a whole new look for when I sent out my queries to literary agents. So the black and white, very chalky kind of look in the center. Honestly, I was trying Clip Studio Paint out for the first time, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. But that is one of the pages that I sent off to get to send out my query for my literary agent. And then by spring of 2020, I had created the pages that would be sent off to entice publishers. And even the final book doesn't look anything like this. Okay. Chapter 2.5, writing! Yes, this was an afterthought. I don't have many writing tips. I think I struck gold. Or I have a natural talent, I don't really know. But I can't, like, help you. I can't. I don't know how to give advice on writing. I really don't. But here's some of the things that I do. Try to make an outline of your entire story before you get into writing the script. Don't go in blind. Have a vague idea for the beginning, middle, and end. I literally scribbled this down on like a piece of paper with pencil, and I still have that. I still have that paper somewhere where I'm just like making a little timeline and shooting lines off and being like, this happens here and this happens between page 1 and 50, and by page 50, and I want this to happen. You know, make a little outline. Writing, quote unquote, is largely just sitting there, staring at the screen, letting your brain cogs turn. It's okay to feel frustrated, and it's okay to have off days where you just can't make sentences. Some days, you're not gonna get much done. You're really not. And that's okay. When I'm writing, I like to imagine it like a tiny movie in my head. It helps me visualize the pacing, and I'll often write notes in my scripts about how I imagine a certain panel should look. So I kind of write like camera facing low, or you know, something like that. Like I'm kind of like creating my own little cinematography in my head. And then for all my writing, I use the program Scrivener to write and keep my notes. You do have to pay for it. I don't think it's a lot, but I would, you know, it gets my thumbs up. If you need like a place to have organized stuff for all your writing, try Scrivener. Smiles. Chapter 3. I believe it is a one-time payment, I believe. Getting signed with Dark Horse. Well, after I sent out the pitch, I waited about 8 months. But it sure did feel much longer than that. Honestly, by the time I did hear something, my morale was low as fuck. I was like, this shit ain't happening. No one wants this book. Like, it's GG's. Until one night, when I was taking a very nice, relaxing bath, and I checked my phone, and I saw that I had an email from my agent. And my agent said, like, in all caps, that Dark Horse Comics wanted to work with us, and they wanted to buy Monster Crush. And boy, when I tell you that I crawled out of the bathtub like Danny DeVito crawling out of this fucking couch. When I tell you when I scrambled out this fucking bathtub faster than fast as fuck, dude. When I learned that a company as big as Dark Horse wanted my book, I was not just shocked, bro. I was over the moon. Here's a couple more Sunny gifts to show you just how over the moon I was. Just gonna leave that for a little while. This is just how it felt. Wait, let me hide myself. Wait, no, I'm not gonna. I'm just covering up D gagging. But yeah, it felt a little bit like this. I was instantly crying. I called everyone I knew. I was just like sobbing. Like people were concerned about me because I would call and they would pick up the phone and I would just be sobbing. They're like, "Oh my god, what's wrong?" I'm like, "No, it's the best." What's he say? Get that money. Win. Stay alive. Get that money. Real shit. But yeah, that's what it felt like. In all seriousness, I am still to this day in shock that Dark Horse wanted to work with me. I mean, I was aiming low, but like I somehow hit the stars a little bit. I mean, Dark Horse is like the third largest comic book publisher, which is fucking donkey brains. That's crazy. And also it's really special to me because I have loved Hellboy since I was a child. So to think that we have the same little logo on the side of our comic books is pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm still starstruck to this day, for sure. Absolutely. I don't take it for granted. I mean, I do think it's really cool, and I have to say that it's cool. Chapter 4, The Grind. This is how to summarize this chapter. This is basically me giving advice on well, just the daily grind of drawing 260 pages 4 times over. Yes, 4 times over. So each page I went panel by panel, and I did 260 pages, and it was all thumbnails, like the very top left. And then I went back over that, 260 pages, and it was all pencils. Cleaned it up a little bit. Then I went back over that, 260 pages! And it was the inks. It was the final art, making it look snappy, making it look good. And then finally, I didn't have to draw anymore, and I just got to color. 260 pages! But that was more relaxing. That was the nice part. That was like the nice end. So yeah, I had to look at my pages over and over and over. And each time it was like, I don't know, I got to see it evolve. It was cool. It was pretty cool. Here's some of my favorite line art without color. I don't know why. This isn't educational. I just wanted to share this. Smiles. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite panels. It's from the start of the book. I like the little, I added a little Einstein with his tongue out, and that makes me happy. Hee. Alright, tips for being on the grind. If I did it, so can you, champ. This is very specific advice for a very specific situation that probably no one else is in right now, but hey, here's my advice. Take mental health days. You will experience burnout. I mean, if you don't, damn. But you probably will. if your hand or your wrist hurts, stop. Take a rest. It's not going to get better or go away otherwise. For me, seeing a chiropractor has helped me immensely with tension buildup in my hands and my wrists. And I have tried everything from, I don't know, heating pads to like ice baths for my wrists. Yeah, I've done a lot. But the best thing you can do is rest, honestly. Remember to leave your house / workspace so you don't make freaking lose it. Because I definitely I was definitely feeling a little stir crazy. I wouldn't leave my house for like days because like that was just where I was grinding at, bro. Yeah. You don't need to set a daily page goal. I mean, you can. Some panels are going to take you wildly longer to draw than others, and that's why it's kind of hard to set a daily page goal, because some pages are so much more detailed than others, and blah, 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 blah. So just do what you can each day, and have a good work ethic about it. And, you know, take care of yourself. You probably have deadlines now. Communicate with your team early if you don't think you can make a deadline exactly on time. Honestly, so like I mentioned earlier, while I was in the process of the quote-unquote grind, I found out I had fibromyalgia, and I couldn't work for 4 months. Of course I had to let Dark Horse know about this, and they were very chill about it. They were, you know, your health comes first, blah blah, absolutely. But when it did come down to it, I did have to be kind of hauling my ass to make up for that time, like for sure. But communication is key. Talk to your agent, talk to your team, your editor, whatever. Chapter 5 conclusion. Oh, we're almost done. Wee. Conclusion. I don't have any notes for this page, but what was I going to say? There's no feeling quite like holding something you made and worked extremely hard on. It's bizarre. It's weird. And I've been thinking about rereading Monster Crush, possibly tonight. And honestly, just flipping through it, I just feel, I don't know, I feel weird just looking at something that's like, I did that. I did that a long time ago, but I did that. It's fucking weird, dude. But it is incredible. The day that I got my author copies, I got like 25 or something. Oh my god, I was sweating, I was shaking, I was crying. It was like I had a baby, dude. Happiest day of my life, getting to hold my my own book, absolutely. Another incredible feeling is just seeing it out in the wild. I love when people send me pictures. They're like, they see Monster Crush, or I don't know, it's cool just to know like, oh, it's out there. And like I've gotten emails from like a fan in, what was it, Australia or something. They're like, make Monster Crush 2, please. And I'm just like, that's so cool that they're in fucking big ass spider country and they read my book. Like, that's so cool. That's awesome. And then yeah, I guess my conclusion is all the feel-good things, you know? I love fan art. This is the only Monster Crush fan art I've gotten. The drawing is by Gunk Pup, and the pixel art is by Wasabi Guy 21. Our beautiful mod. Both respectively on Blue Sky. Fuck Twitter. Yeah, shit like this makes me cry. For real, for real. It's wild. I've always wanted to create something that people loved so much that they wanted to draw or like make fan art of. I don't know. It's awesome. It's really special. Here's me at my first author event. I got to do an event at my childhood library. Literally on the wall, on the back of the right picture, there was still like our signatures on the wall because like our elementary school painted on the wall and we got to like write our names or something. So I got to see all my like elementary school people's names, and I don't know. It just brought me right back. It is really cute. And I got to hang out with their youth comic book club, and I helped them create their own character. We made not even just monsters, I just kind of helped them make like whatever they wanted. I'm gonna burp. Oh fuck. Here's me at my oh wait. That's me, Gary. Blah. There I am, Gary. Blah. Here's me at my second author event. This was with a bit older group. This was with teens. And we made monster-themed Valentine's Day cards. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I got to present, and I don't know. I was definitely nervous. I've never. It's hard to know how to act around teens because I'm like, I don't know how to be cool around people my age, let alone a teenager. I don't know. I did my best. Had a good time. It was fun. This is why I do it, and this is why I did it, and this is why I continue to do it. When I get messages like these, and I haven't gotten many, maybe like 2, the feeling is incredible. Because I set out to make this story with LGBTQIA+ youth in mind. And to see like my book affect queer youth directly in a positive light, I got no words. I got no words. You know what? This image, it is printed and it is hanging on the wall right in front of me. And I look at it every day because it is my greatest achievement. And I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, that's... It's the best. It's the best. In conclusion, make comics, write stories. Don't let your skill level keep you from going for it. Just fucking do it. You will improve as you work on your own story. I had to redraw a couple panels, maybe like a good amount of panels that I drew early on for Monster Crush, because by the time I was drawing the end of Monster Crush, I was literally better at drawing. And I was just not happy with those panels anymore. So don't be afraid to like start something because I'm not good enough. That's okay. You'll get better. And you know, you probably won't get better unless you try, you know? And yeah, if this little fibromyalgia-ridden kitty cat can do it, so can you. Yeah. And that is all. Thanks for listening, y'all. I hope this was helpful. It is now time for questions. And don't forget, you can repeat your question. I won't be mad. Now now I will take your questions. That's my presentation. Hee. I hope it was helpful. Tee hee smile. So yes, does anyone have a question? Do you have a physical copy of your pitch? No, it was always a PDF. Ads start. I'm gonna dismiss that. No ads. Was it difficult to get it published? I mean, there was a shit ton of work that went into creating the pitch, but difficult? I don't know, because once the pitch was out of my hands, it was all just a waiting game. And like I said, some publishers just straight up were like, this isn't what we're interested in. But Dark Horse just, I mean, I didn't hear shit for like 8 months, but I don't know. They just said, we want this, we want this. So I think everyone's experience is probably gonna be different. Safe to say. Yeah. What are my thoughts on risograph printing? Risograph is so cool! I love risograph printing! Any writing tips? Narrative / characters. Narrative... I don't have many writing tips, but I don't know, just that's fuck. you got me. Stream's over. No, you're fine. Characters, I don't know, just take experiences from your own life. That's kind of what I did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a short answer for that, I guess. But you could DM me, Red. Smiles. So you learned after consulting a consultant that it would be published by Dark Horse. Consulting a consultant. Or did they work for Dark Horse? So we were contacted by an editor? Is that right? An editor at Dark Horse. And I was working with him pretty much just as closely as I was previously working with my agent to create the pitch. And he was really nice and really cool. Yeah, I don't know. Did I answer that? Yeah, there's like, you know, there's multiple editors, there's multiple teams at Dark Horse, I imagine, that kind of scout out stories and such. Yeah, adding stuff about my own life experiences, like, heavily influenced this story. And I think everyone should do it, because it's just gonna make your story more realistic. Have I considered a sequel of sorts? Well, I have to make a sequel because there was like a 7-year-old in Australia who had their mom help them email me, and they said, please make a Monster Crush 2. So how am I gonna just not do that? In all reality, I absolutely want to make a Monster Crush 2. But I was advised by my agent to kind of, I don't know, create more IPs, kind of get more stories out there and before returning to Monster Crush. So I am working on a new story, and it's very different from Monster Crush. I would say it's more dark and emotional. Former Australian 7-year-old. Welcome in, Valence, the former 7-year-old Australian. You know what? Valence was like, I second that. And so now I have to do it. Monster Crush the animation. I will let you guys know something funny. Oh yeah, dismiss. Before I even sent out, before the script was even done and before it was even sent out to publishers, someone contacted my agent, or actually they contacted me, and it was a Canadian live action company that wanted to like make Monster Crush a show. And I was like, this is sus as hell, my guy. I mean, this is cool. I'm flattered. But that is sus as fuck because the script is not even done, my guy. And I was like, Canadian? Live action? I don't know. I don't know about that. And, I sent that to my agent and I was like, what do you think of this? And we just never heard anything about it ever again, because, I don't know. It seems kind of sus. It's a bit sus. Monster Crush the sitcom. Oh god, the laugh track. No! Monster Crush Netflix. I will be selling out, okay? I want money. I want to be independent. I want to buy my own things. I will be making dough if I can. If there's an opportunity, I want the bread. Monster Crush the movie, the game. Can we please get a movie video game? That'd be awesome. We're gonna have a short ad break, probably like 30 seconds, I think it's set at. Coming up soon here. Any more questions? Any more question? Last call for question. Do you have a query for the queer? Red, that's unrelated. I'm killing you instantly. Pantone colors. I'm not sure what kind of answer I could give you about that. Do I know Dewey? Yes, and I have just told you. Dewey. Alright. I guess I'm gonna wrap up. That's all I had planned. I was so nervous for this. But this was fun. I'm glad y'all, or at least I hope y'all learned something. Why is Homer a fish? I don't know. I don't know. No, please don't say Aquafina. I'm gonna Please, I'm gonna How much did you have? How much say did you have over how the book was printed? I didn't choose a paper type, and I didn't choose the page size. They kind of like had requirements for me. But I got to choose, I mean, I made the entire cover, so I got to choose that, and I got to make the entire inside, and I don't know. Dark Horse did all of the design for like the back of the book and like the, what is it called? The bind? The spine. Yeah. The spine of the book. They did, I just kind of gave them assets and then They did their own little graphic design. Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt and Aquafina beating me to death while laughing. Alright, incredible. Let me grab myself here. Yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. I hope you learned something. Sky, I feel like you're gonna fuck with me, so you better get it out fast, because I'm leaving. Any dream cast for a show? No, God, I would have to think long and hard about that. Chapel Roan has red hair. She can play Ruby. Yes! That's about it. Let me get this out of here. Chapel Roan could play every character. Didn't know if you had voices in mind for them. No, not really. I haven't really thought about that. Thank you, Nawatu. Where are you going? Here, there we go. I'm not offline. Not yet. Alright. Let's fight someone to raid. Alright. Whoops. Oh shit. We're gonna raid. Oh god, I gotta type this right. I'm glad y'all thought it was informative. That was my hope. Teehee smile. Alright, gamers. Go have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for possibly learning something from me. Smiles. You should go make a comic. Or you should write a book. Or you should, like, make a video game. You should just do it. And it's probably gonna take a while, but when you're done, oh boy, does that feel good. Oh boy, is that real nice. Make something. Do it. Okay. Goodbye. Wait, I'm gonna make a raid message. Wait. There, I'm not feeling very creative. There you go. Okay, nyambies. Honestly, I might take next week off from streaming, but we'll see. We'll see. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. I love you.